Hey, good morning everyone, TractorMan44 here. Hey, you know what we're going to do today? We're going to take a look at this old Massey Ferguson model 2244. I've had this here for a long time. What happened is it's got a set of hydraulic clutches and a forward reverser lever. And for whatever reason, the hydraulic clutches don't want to engage. They don't have enough pressure coming out of the pump. I don't know if the pump shaft itself is slipping or what. The previous owner told me that he didn't have the exact pump to go back on in place of the small pump that actually drove those clutches. So we got a replacement pump from W.W. Granger in the same GPM capacity, and went ahead and had to do some machine work in order to get it fitted onto the drive gear. So I'm hoping that that's what the problem is actually going to be. But if you see, I've got an old set of refrigerant gauges set over there, and I had to drill and tap the pressure ports because these are European metric threaded nuts and bolts and everything throughout the whole machine. And so I had to drill and tap the metric threaded plugs that are in the ports that need to check the pressure. I didn't have any way to adapt to them. So I drilled, tapped, put in fittings with Schrader valves in so I can actually check the pressures with the refrigerant gauges. But at any rate, this has got a 152 cubic inch 3-cylinder Perkins diesel. It's totally fresh. First thing I did, a buddy of mine come over, we took it down and put a new set of pistons and a new set of rings. If I remember right, these are 5-ring pistons. Big old pistons are about that tall, and it's a good smooth running tractor. Been sitting here for in the vicinity of 5 years without me firing it up. So we're going to see what's going to happen. One thing about it, don't have to fix any flat tires on this one. Now, when I got this old tractor, the previous owner had been getting ready to do a whole bunch of stuff to it. So he had dismantled everything, took the dash out, all the gauges, all the wiring, everything, you know. So there's absolutely nothing on the tractor. I've got all those accessories still in the same 5-gallon bucket he gave them to me in. And so there's no actual starter button. I have to actually jump the starter to get it to go. So sometimes it'll hit and just fire right off. Other times the Bendix wants to spin out, you know, a number of times. But it's no big deal, because whenever it locks up, it usually starts fairly quick and fairly easily. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and fire this thing up, warm it up. I've got a young fella that's kind of interested in making it live at his house for a while. So with a little bit of luck, we'll have everything going here in just a few minutes. Well, the old fella still doesn't sound too awful bad. Like I said, the engine is fresh. I did not get to use it hardly at all, and the clutches started failing. So like right now, when we first started up, everything is nice and cool inside the system. So the hydraulic pump itself right now is putting out adequate pressure. So it'll run and drive more than likely for about the first 15 minutes like it did the last few times I messed with it. Hopefully that'll get us enough time to get it out of the shed and up on the trailer. One of the things I'd done whenever I first brought it home, I went ahead and put a temperature indicator right here on the water circuit so I could make sure that we didn't overheat or anything like that. Then the second thing I did back here, I went ahead and ran a temporary oil pressure gauge so I could actually verify that we continued making oil pressure during the whole time the system would be running and in operation. Now right underneath in this generally appears a 2.5 gallon oil reservoir that serves just the hydraulic clutches. This is the reverser right here. You have forward and reverse. You have a standard clutch right here, and then you have you have a standard clutch here, and you have a brake pedal over there that engages both rear brakes, and then you have the steering clutch brakes up here on the handles, and of course, if I remember right, it's a 4-speed actual transmission right there. So this is actually a pretty cool old machine. Best thing about it is that Perkins. Like I said, it's really a cool old machine. I think the best thing about it is that Perkins 152 cubic inch 3-cylinder diesel. That's just one awesome motor. Never been an issue or problem with the loader. This is an Italian-made Drott, D-R-O-T-T, Drott high lift that's on it. Absolutely just strong as could be. The little bit I got to use it, nothing seemed to want to stop the little guy. I think the fellow waves in at around just under 10,000 pounds the way it sets with all the material on it. I've got skid plates, I've got the grill, I've got the hood. Everything is either stamped steel or cast iron that goes on it. It's a very well-made machine, little machine. And it's got band brakes. Whenever you're making your steering clutches, you pull it just a little bit and it'll disengage, I believe, the clutch, and then a little bit farther will engage the brake. Same thing with the other side. You'll disengage the clutch and kind of let it coast a little bit while the other track will pull you, and then go ahead and engage the brake to give you a good spin. But at any rate, that's about all I know about the old machine. Got a young fellow that's definitely interested in it, so this video is actually for him. And you know what? This is Tractor Man 44, another first start under our belt, and I am out of here, guys.